Solana falls again, the network is dead, traders panic and founders keep buying the dip. That headline hits like a familiar shock because you have seen it before, not once, not twice, over and over again. Each time the same ritual repeats: the chain slows or stops, social feeds explode, price drops, fast retail rushes for exits, and quietly in the background long-term insiders do the opposite. They buy. At first it looks insane. A blockchain that keeps breaking should be abandoned. A network that halts should lose trust. A system marketed on speed should not fail under load. Yet Solana refuses to die. And that contradiction is where the real story begins. Solana was never built to be careful, it was built to be fast from the start. The design made a trade, less decentralization in exchange for raw throughput, fewer validators, higher hardware requirements, a tighter core team. The promise was simple: this chain would not crawl, it would run. And for a while it did. Cheap transactions, near instant confirmations, a playground for traders, bots, and fast-moving capital. When it worked, it felt unbeatable. When it failed loudly. Network outages become part of Solana history: congestion, bugs, spam attacks, restarts. Each incident feeds the same narrative: Solana is unreliable, Solana is centralized, Solana cannot be trusted with serious money. Traders feel this pain immediately. If you are using Solana during an outage, you are locked. You cannot exit, you cannot rebalance, you watch price move while your assets sit frozen. Panic is not emotional, it is mechanical risk you cannot control. So traders sell first chance they get. Every outage becomes a supply event. Fear compresses time. People rush to escape before the next halt. And yet while panic spreads, founders and early backers behave differently. They have context that traders do not. They know where the failures come from. They see the fixes in progress. They understand the architecture. More importantly, they understand the bet they made was never about perfection, it was about direction. Solana is not trying to be unbreakable, it is trying to be fast enough that being broken is worth fixing. This is the part that creates disgust, because it means instability is not an accident, it is a cost of ambition, and retail absorbs that cost in the most painful way possible, through uncertainty. When Solana halts, the market does not ask, is this fixable? It asks, can I get out? That pressure pushes price down, and price down attracts the very people who can afford to wait. Founders buying the dip is not optimism, it is alignment with a different time horizon. They are not trading the outage, they are trading the outcome. They know every restart improves the system, every failure exposes bottlenecks, every incident forces hard engineering decisions that safer chains never have to face. They are building stress into the network on purpose by letting it run hot. From the outside, it looks reckless. From the inside, it looks like controlled damage. Solana lives in a strange zone where success depends on surviving embarrassment. Every outage damages reputation, but strengthens infrastructure. Every panic sell transfers tokens from impatient hands to patient ones. This is why Solana cycles feel brutal. They are designed to shake belief. You hear that the network is dead, then weeks later activity returns. Developers keep building, users come back for the speed, new projects launch, volume returns, and price slowly recovers until the next failure resets the cycle again. This is not an accident, it is selection. Chains that never break often never push limits. Chains that push limits break. Publicly, Solana chose the second path and accepted the reputational cost. The problem is that this truth is never spoken clearly. Retail is sold speed and scale, not downtime and restarts. When reality collides with marketing, trust breaks, and broken trust creates anger, not analysis. So when Solana falls again, traders panic, not because the chain failed, but because they feel tricked. They were told this was production ready. They discover it is still experimental under load. And yet capital does not flee forever. Venture funds understand that if Solana ever stabilizes while keeping its speed, the upside is enormous. A chain that processes massive volume cheaply changes how markets operate. High-frequency trading on-chain, real-time games, payments that feel instant. This is the vision they are buying. During chaos, they accept that the road there is ugly. This creates a moral split in the ecosystem. Retail feels exploited. They provide liquidity and belief during good times and absorb fear. During bad times, insiders accumulate quietly with patience. Retail cannot afford. Every outage widens this gap. Every dip deepens resentment. So is Solana dead? No, dead things do not come back. Dead networks do not attract developers after repeated failures. Dead chains do not recover activity again and again. But is Solana stable? Also no. And that is the uncomfortable middle that most narratives avoid. Solana exists in a state of constant stress. It is always one fix away from redemption, and one failure away from collapse. Traders experience this as chaos, founders experience it as progress. When you hear that Solana fell again, the question is not whether the network broke, it is who that break benefits, because every panic sell redistributes ownership from fear to conviction, from reaction to patience. And that is why the cycle repeats. Solana falls, traders panic, founders buy, the network restarts, the story resets until one day, either the outages stop and Solana proves the risk was worth it, or they continue until belief finally exhausts itself. And when that day comes, the final verdict will not be written by tweets or charts, it will be written by whether speed was worth breaking everything to achieve it.